Hi everyone, Shuey Gaming here. We're out at the Willowbank Drag Strip for the 35th Jamboree Drags. I thought I'd bring you all along, have a look. If you like the video, please leave a like, comment, really helps the channel out. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to help. I've nearly hit 1,000 subscribers this year, so I'm really thankful for everyone that has. So let's go check out some cars and some drags. Some of the vendors, food vendors. A lot of old signs for sale.
Yeah, nothing major, just so I can show them that there was...
I've got a photo of a kid there, though. Working with me at work, I wouldn't know what a brand was, even to explain them. Everyone else would know what a brand was. All my international friends tried to explain to them what that meant. And of course, that one moment when, you know, an Aussie wasn't supposed to be that one, there. There in the ring, and at the right time, at the right moment. You've got to get to that point. You've got to make your own luck. You've got to get to that point. It doesn't matter what happens when you're on the other lane. You can't control that. You can only control what happens in front of you. You know, you go down there and make the other guy make a mistake. You've earned it. Well, back in 1993, that night, was it brilliance for me or Bradbury? It was brilliance that night. That night, gapped him off the tree. I accidentally, well again it was fluke, I put the top bulb out. I had to think so deep stage. I'm fanning the throttle. Again, one of four turbo cars in 1993. Yeah. I'm fanning the throttle, heel and toe, and I'm bringing the revs up. Start to creep, next you know, the top bulb's out, and then I'm going to go. So we've got 006 on it, right? So it's just a badge on the red light. Yeah, so I did a really fluky reaction time. Managed to bend the gears when I needed to, and I kept in front of this guy and spun back to the South Wales with the runner up. I got $50 in the movie as a profile here at that one. No, you would have still, yeah. Guys, jump in, let's go! Morning junior rugby league company there, I put it out. He's probably working on road car. I'm out there with a really beautifully painted Datsun 180 with a thinking Stromberg and a T3 turbo, and it ran into my heating for heavy it wasn't quick turn. But back then it felt quick. These days that doesn't happen. Right, and why was it special? It wasn't like with the dedication we came over, that's the race going, half of the song stuff for one season, and it's got an opening. I mean, that was a Jambo special, that was a Fruit Meat special, that's all you get. I'm going to put you on the slot and go on. I'm going to put you on the slot. Anthony's watch pushing the car around my Anthony's watch. Let's break it down. If you look at it, when I was there, you don't stop.
Just some of the cars that are just about to go out on the drag strip.
first car out on the look of it. Yeah, I just thought knowing the rotator and rig format that we're wanting, I thought this would be a little bit of straightage left before we go, but maybe we are done. I think the boys are happy. They've got a style win down there. And we are set to kick this thing in the dust. Jambo.
Crazy GDR.
25 battery 3. That's a little synopsis to what battery stream is about and the evolution of battery stream. I was just my jaw on the ground, standing that these cars have got. So I knew we could get from one stream off the front. So let's say my side, guys like George Kazeski, a Steve Mateo, these two together, a Brisbane, with actually as the big Land Cruiser comes away, it's that BMW, Royal Gadget, got the big racing that they've also got Mr. Eric,
But I can't really get around for a long time.
Zora one of the, I think it might be the only club car. Pretty much. There's the guy in the foreground there, right at the water box. So up in your box ready to go. He's the one that's touched on with one really knows the world record setting one. And then way more anyone went close to that. Of course, that same car comes to Australia, goes to like 30, and then 26 world times, yeah. And the thing about Jambo is that it's about trying to get one of those illustrations. It's also about setting personal milestones. And for Zoran and BMW, there's one thing that they have to achieve in this case, and that's the 5-7 run. Yeah, that's it. If that happens, where we're at, Australia, 2025.
Australia. This is what our import door cars look like in factory street.
George just says you look like it's sitting really high at the front, or is it an optical?
It is an optical illusion. Yeah, no, it is. Yeah. It's got a little shit under it there. But yeah, last night, like yesterday, Zoran, the thing was a beast. Like he had one run where he blew the big tyre off the back of it. The other run, it bit, it hooked. The trouble is, the thing drove over the centre line, literally carried them over the centre line and hit the cone. So
yeah. So this is one of two, I guess you could say, unlimited classes that we have in Jambo.
Full swing. These are full swing.
These ones full chassis, no tyre limitation. Yeah. It's 6-cylinder, 4-cylinder, rotaries, turbocharged. It's basically bring it and you can run it as long as it fits the safety rules. The other one obviously being Pro Mod, that's for your V8, whether they're turbo nitrous, supercharged, whatever it is, you got one of everything this weekend.
Yeah,
so
this is full swing. We call it 10 other names you can call Jambo. One of them Sandfest.
Yeah, Sandfest 2025.
Full swing nationals. Alright, here we go. Let's listen to these guys go all by themselves. Factory Extreme, brought to us by Precision Turbo and Engine, Zazeski and Gadget Q1.
What a smoke in that car for George Zazeski. They haven't really cleared it out too much. We can still see where he's going down there. He's already really taking his time come in. He's got the big chin extender on the front of his car. Obviously doesn't have the overhang of a lot of the other cars in terms of the front clip. Remember, it is the wheels that start the funding beams, but it is the essentially front bumper that breaks it at the other end of the racetrack.
Oh, Georgie, no! No, tell you what, here we go, so we get there! 607, 244 mile an hour. Oh, boys, put your hands together, folks, for Factory Extreme. 101 for Giuseppe off the 60. Look at the button, look off the button, 063 off the Pro Tree, and a great run there. 607. I tell you what.
Show and shine section.
The wheels all back there. You can see the left-hand front wheels. Are Zoran
Clean
in the
cars
air,
out
and he's
here.
trying to steer it in the air.
It's like a sprint car going
Wow.
Talk about George Jasewski for a minute. That thing was, it got off the line nicely, but then it just started rattling probably about, I don't know, 20 feet out off the start line. As soon as it started doing that, it lifted the right-hand side of the car over the centre line. I thought he was going into Zora's lane at one point there, he pulled it back pretty well. Let's have a look at the replay now on
Very
the
deep
live
dishes.
stream presented by Real Street. Keep your eye on the car on the right-hand side of the screen here. As it leaves, we take the front wheels and then just really moves over. It was a lot closer than what it looked from where we were sitting as well. When you have a look at the replay, really late on the shoots for Zoran Gadjic as well. He was well into the braking area before the shoots came out. But what a way to kick things off here in Precision Turbo and Engine at Factory Extreme.
That's a nice first check there for Zoran. 607. Mr. Lazinski, happy with the 607. Lawrence, happy with the 607. Yeah, that's not a bad setup. 244. Like, I can't remember how much speed we've seen out of that thing, but 244 is making stuff.
Yeah, for something that's got the aerodynamics of a brick. Like, that thing is flat on the front, it's flat in the roof. It doesn't cut through the air like a lot of the other cars that we've got here this weekend. Speaking of cars that cut through the air, in the car, that thing is just, it looks like a spaceship, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It is just next level.
Well, I mean, when you see George's there with the previous run again, guys just building cars they've almost dreamed of owning and finally getting there. Seen him at Jambos before. George was famous then, was it last year, the year before, that massive fireball out of the white VL. Remember that? There's a photo
was in the right-hand lane, wasn't it? Yeah, it looked like...
Cool, isn't it? A lot of work goes into it, eh?
that was crazy. What happened there? That was a big fiery explosion out of that VL. George has regrouped. He's got some unfinished business in the VL world. He wants to be the outright quickest VL in the world, and he's got
Shows
I think,
full
a
transformation.
Noonan Hemi going in one as another VL. He's still got the quickest, I think, single cam. He's got single cam records. He's got whatever. 640s, I think, one of his VL runs at 220 plus mile an hour. So he's got a few in the stable. And here's another one. And that state-of-the-art car we just saw was fantastic. And then you look at what a Field's done with his Camry. And that's got a 2JZ deal on it. Now, of course, masterminded by Matux Racing as well, which is slammed.
Yeah, 10 years ago, if I told you there was a 2J coming out of Matux Racing, what would you have said?
Well, we wouldn't believe it. You know, it's you from the future. Why are you bringing me this information that won't make sense in 2025? And it's like, well, trust me, all of this is happening.
The lines are getting blurred.
Right,
There used to be, one shop that specialised in one type of engine that took renowned for their RDs over the years. And moving into the 2Js, they're making it work, man. I guess when it comes down to it, an engine is an engine, and if you know what you're doing, you're going to be able to make it go quick.
And history has proven here at this.
We saw this car out at Diggin' Run. The run to the Diggin' in Boona.
Slower this year. That never happens. Everyone's sending it just as hard as they did the year before.
It's the standardised dyno out there, mate. The big black dyno. And that is the racetrack. He's going to be taking on Colin Wilshire this time around in the baby, I guess, of the field, the 4-cylinder, the Mitsubishi Eclipse. But let's not take anything away. This thing is super quick in its own right.
It still is one of the top 5 quickest 4-cylinder dual slammers in the world at 600. In the world of boosted 4-bangers, we're amazing times here in 2025 that we've got Mr. Shane Tecklenburg amongst us here, of course, the famous with that new car. Well, Josh Morrison bought the ex-Techno Toys S15, the quickest SR20 in the world, and I think that's like 620 or 60. So that car's now in Australia. They brought Shane T over to tune that thing. So that 4-banger is, I don't know whether, the thing is they needed to license the car, so it's whether or not we've got it all licensed for him to be able to compete here today. Actually, when you look at the entry list for Factory Street, may not even be there, it might be in Pro Combat because it is a 4-banger. So Josh Morrison in his other car, but then we did also have Dominic Maiolo driving the S15. So whether or not we didn't get the licensing done in time, it's maybe not on the list for that.
Yeah.
But Colin chooses. I mean, he could. If he wanted to, he could go into Pro Combat and bash everyone up in Pro Combat because legally a 4-cylinder car can be in Pro Combat.
Yeah.
But to take a 4-cylinder into where the 2Js and the 20Bs live, that just goes to show that he likes the challenge. It's not about the dog and the fight, it's the fight and the dog. So a Billet 4G63, now turbo. So again, folks, your ticket to come to the Jambo this weekend, not only is this great action on the drag street, not one turbo charger, second turbo charger. So you can't achieve enough sort of boost out of the one turbo with boosting into others. Tractor pulling and stuff like that when they've needed 100 plus PSI of boost. Use that to get more pressure back, get more airflow. So Collins figured they need to go compound, and they have. That little 4-cylinder will ingest 100 plus PSI of boost per run. So that little 4-banger is going to have 100 plus in it. Every other car in Battery Street is going to have 100 plus PSI in it. There's not so many guys on 50 PSI. He's got Rod Harvey when he comes out. When he tries to run 560s like he does, that is 100 plus PSI in the 2J of boost. If you were to think 35 years ago...
I don't know if the sparkle's going to turn up on the camera, but...
Someone will run 100 PSI of boost, we would be going, no, go away.
The whole car's got flake in it.
Yeah, go away, future boy. It's never going to happen. No. Guess what? It's happening in 2025, 100 plus PSI. A turbo industry which is evolution, revolution, done everything in the last 35 years.
It's enough to safety switch on when you're watching, isn't it? These things are up on the boost and you're kind of going, is this thing going to go off? But 100 pounds of boost is just insane. But we're firing them up. We're going to get the next two in the beams. And Biff McHale taking on Colin Wilshire. The Garrett Advancing Motion Mitsubishi Eclipse. It's just a main thing.
That's just what I need here. Like what I'm trying to do for the stream, people on the stream, is we just let these, because they've got really good lights for the cameras, right? So let's just listen.
Can't really see in there, but...
Oh yes, the scream of the 2J, the muffled silence of the compound 4G6.
It makes it quiet.
You can't hear the thing.
No.
Yeah, no, people always comment about how quiet that car is. Now look, I know, listening to him last night, the captain's got the 7-speed Liberty back in it. And we're talking about 7-speed Liberties last night, so talking to George Raham, I said, George, which one have you got? And he said he's got like number 6, he said, but the next one for Rodney.
Oh, that's different. Combi.
Yeah, Rodney's is number 12. So we're not saying there's 100 7-speed Liberties in the world, because here in Australia, there's about 3 or 4 in the top 12 7-speeds are in Australia. 7-speed is the 4-cylinder. Guess who's got a 7-speed in the pack range? They've got a brand new 7-speed in the RX-9.
I'd like to know what the time, like, they'll never get out of anybody. What's the time?
Oh, gear. There's 3 gears about 100 foot out. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and it's still punching gears through the finish line. Guess what I heard last night? Liberty's doing a 12-speed for the brunettes. So the Liberty are looking at a 12-speed gearbox in the future. There's a 7-speed from all the 4-cylinder. All right, let's have a listen. Let's just let them go down here. Battery Street Q1. And of course the captain's got a clutch step. Rattling the hell out of it. The captain's going to go back. They're both going back to the kennel in a race situation. The captain had put on the wing line 703, 219 out of the 4-cylinder on the middle. Now, you have a look at this practice time.
When he boarded the car, he get out of it to about 250 feet out of the start line. That's about as close as you can go to driving through without having a peddler. You know why he doesn't want a peddler. Doesn't want to get out of the throttle, but from where we're sitting here, you can actually see the marks on the racetrack. That was violent fire that both
So both swinging to the moon there. And the big tyre on the 4-cylinder got just as viciously bashed by the 2-litre engine as it did the 3-litre engine.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say some of these guys, the ones that are shaking really bad, I think they might go and rest.
Yeah, I think they can send a lot here.
I think they can take everything including the seat and throw it just properly stick. To blow the tyres off is going to be pretty tricky on this racetrack. There's a couple of city guys rolling up the line now. There's Frank Faraday. Toyota Camry taking on Rob Margin. The Nissan with the RV power plant is the existing.
Yeah. It's called Zeus for a reason. It's one of the God of Thunder. It's a full-sized R35. It's not a scaled-down version. There is talk that there's another one coming that's all scaled down. This was built by SCM Race Cars in Sydney, one of the very best in the business, the Burns family. Burns is a busy boy this weekend. Looking at and of course the Burns sons, both boys, the Burns boys can also be on them. Yeah. suspension, everyone's on the tuning called C&B Performance in the far lane from Frank Carabay. Look at that, Anthony was talking, having a talk with Frank in there, making sure everything's okay.
Now, on Zeus, if you're looking at this thing and how cool that they put a carbon wrap on the car. No, that is the carbon type of body with the clear over the top of it. It is a work of art, this car.
This is the ex-Mastermind car, the ex-Lizzie Music King Kong car, the Stratus. We're going to go a double six-banger bump in here. 2JZ versus the mighty RB. Let's let the six-banger sit here.
We've got a race on our hands here.
Wow, 5, Patrick Street, folks, put your hands together.
251 out of Frank Carabay.
Oh, wow.
51.25.
Wow.
That is rolling.
251, tail of the tape. We didn't get the 60s, we didn't get the short times. Quick, side by side. 590s in factory extreme. How good did that look? People's minds are blowing. All right, man, that should be.
The benchmark has been set. Yeah, we know what to expect. We've still got plenty more cars set to roll out, including this one.
And you know what, Joe drove that for so many years, and he just seems to be more content to just mastermind the whole operation. And you know what, who would you choose to put in a colour that none other than just the former Hayes?
Good size show and shine this year.
Well, you know, even Ed had the same thing with us yesterday afternoon, and he goes, man, that for Hayes is opportunity. Well, not only what he does driving, but just all over the prep and tuning of all the pro mod stuff as well. Like, Hayes across door cars, period. And to steer an input car, he doesn't get less of a buzz. No, he's driven pro mods to 550s, 275 mile an hour, but he hops in this thing and he gives it everything it needs.
Up until very recently, he still had the record for the quickest owned car in Australia. With I think it was 556. Off the top of my head. He's a two-time Australian Dawson champion. Dude can drive. It's just a matter of making sure that he's got the horse underneath him. And that car out of gas racing, that is a horse. That's a thoroughbred right there. Sam Abcal, probably a little bit underpowered coming into this one with the road. That said, he's still going to give it a red hot crack.
20B versus 2J, Battery Extreme.
Going up in smoke. Well, not Joe Cigarelli for Paul Mahay there, 657, 208 miles per hour to 1018 Sam Abcal. The muscle memory there, so you know currently we're going to show Cigarelli.
Yeah, no, it was very, very good little flashback there. 102 for 60 for Mahay here. It's sort of got a little out of hand a little bit later on, and did have to do a little pedal. Look, a 57, still not a bad number, 208 at the back door. And like Colin did miss the opportunity to get back on a pedal and get a number, because when you go racing tomorrow, you might have to do that once or twice. These cars are so highly powered, they're so highly unpredictable as well.
Now, I've got another question for you. There is another benchmark that's on the table, and that's the first 5-second rotary in Australia.
Yeah,
Would it happen?
Yeah.
Would it happen?
It very well
we
could.
dare dream?
Yeah.
We've got enough good ones here this weekend. It could be the weekend.
Well, Shagger's already saying can you get everyone to slow down the incremental so we can hear the incremental? He wants the numbers, he wants the short time, Shagger. So they're rolling a little too fast for us upstairs to sometimes give you that.
We're never the quickest ones in the room.
Well, you might have to look out there and I'll look here, Russ. Maybe we can catch a couple. Maybe we can catch some feelings.
So Archie Kajeski now in the Speedway lane closest to the camera. That is Sam Paddock in that absolutely insane 2016. Yes, that's right. He's a quad rotor in that car, and they haven't quite got on top of this combination yet, but when they do, it's going to be quick.
Where else in the world would you put a quad rotor into a Camaro Pro Mod? Well, only in Australia, really. Now, look, he's having trouble. The quad father's having trouble trying to get reverse here. I think that's what he's got on the top of the windscreen on the car. It sums it up. I like the quad father.
Yeah.
So the thing's running, but it's just looking for gears.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm not sure of the transmission setup. But it can be, can be particularly tricky to try and get it.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't drive the car all the time, it can be a little bit of a,
Feeling the George Rahay? Alright, there we go. Now he's trying not to hold Archie up too much forward here. Look at Archie's young fella rolls, look at him out the front there. Look at the free, he's got that pretty hands in his face. Felix Rahay, Felix Kieski out the front. Pete Rahay and the young junior before.
rolled it in deep there.
Archie, he's got
really
You've
deep.
got time, Archie. You've got time to go back if you want. He's all the way deep.
Yeah.
He's all the way deep. Any little bring up of the throttle there, I mean, he's got to have some front brake pressure on that. It's got one mold, the bottom mold, the rock mold to have on.
Yeah, if that thing rocks, it's going to go red. So, Sam Sadek not far away, we'll bump it in, bring it in.
He's got it anyway. He's got it. He's going to get something there. He's tell you what, if we give it a 10, 7-12 for Archie got through. I tell you what, 692 Sadek got there eventually. They both went 463 and up track, by the way.
692 with a couple of pedals. There's a lot of smoke out of the car in the deep end. A lot of smoke out of the deep end.
Don't know which one it was.
Quad father? Yeah, quad father, Sam Sadek.
Well, that's a lot of rotors on the back off down there. We had 7 rotors going down through there at the stage. 7 rotors in one go. It's going to be a bit of smoke. That's one thing we learned about these engines early on in the pieces. They do like a little bit of smoke on them. That's a lot of what they call running premix in the fuel too. A lot of them is you've actually got to run that oil in the fuel. That actually helps during combustion actually leave a little bit of that oil residue, which helps you actually lubricate the rotary engine. If you don't know what one looks like when they come apart, they do rely on that that little bit of chemical lubrication through the premix, and that's why they smell good. They do. Methanol burning ones with that oil premix. It is like a glorified 2-stroke go-kart. You know, from the old Castrol days, the additive. So you need that in the rotor. So you'll be lucky to hold that thing and stay.
Yeah, and that left with absolutely no boost on board either. Sam Sadek had about half a dozen pedals, picked up the front wheels, came down. There was a little bit of smoke, and then there was a lot of smoke. Yeah, further down. That was what got my attention. There was a little bit of smoke to be expected. So it was when there was a lot of smoke, it almost like there might have been a lock brake or a pinched front brake or something like that. Now, let's have a look at the qualifying list as it stands at the moment. Rob Margin's number 1 with 85.90. Frank Farabee did it alongside Rob Margin. He's number 2 with 5.93. John Gacy, he's number 3 with 6.07. And it's a bit of a gap back to his teammate Paul Mahane with 6.57. Sam Sadek, the last of the 6-second runners. In the field, followed by Colin Hillside, Archie Sadecki, and Vince McCall. Sam Hassel and Jordan Sadecki, but we've got another, I think it was another 6 or 7 cars that come in this field, including these two, and that is Sadek moving 2, Jay Sadek. In the Free's going to take on Rod Harvey.
Yeah, 20 on the property, built it by pack.
Just pause the video if you want to read that. It's about as RX-7.
Pretty much the quickest factory street car we've got in this part of the world, from Takaranga in New Zealand. Rod Harvey. Yeah, that's the Regoli one. Wow. Yeah. Single cam out of the street car in it. Love it, just learning. Just love it. Rod Harvey, here he is. The Oasa battery, great sponsor, been on board for a while with the Harvey family. The kids are still in juniors, not for much longer. Rod's still got this car, the amazing car. You've of course got Benny Gray, who looks after the car while when Rod goes back to New Zealand. The car's lucky enough to stay with Team Ray. And Jay Sadek with Elvis.
That's crazy. Look at the roof.
The big car dealership, the Sadek dealership. He's a mega dealer. Mega car dealer in Sydney. Sadek Motor Group. I'm selling Shane. Early photos of the Sadek car yard. We're selling all roses. You know, it's 90s, 80s, and maybe 90s. It's the Sadek car yard with all roses. Yeah, he loves it. All right, he's got a kind of pedal still at the car as well. I don't think he'll ever change. TK flagship, here it is. This is through and through. So what would you do? Go factory extreme, take a big step up. But it has got a single cam RV in it. Yeah, make it.
They're always a tough thing out of
Chris Caramoli, you've got plenty of time here, mate, because Georgie's not finished with his traditional jam. That's how sticky the track is.
No need to rush.
Yeah, you don't even probably need a skid because this track is so sticky. 7 speeds in there, Georgie. You can use 4 or 5 as a burnout.
Getting some pretty aggressive hand signals down there from the other side of the water. Here we go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the Georgie Rahae we know. Put your hands together for the back flagship, the RX9.
Look how wide that is. It's my whole hand.
That went 2.630 yesterday. They're nearly on the handle here. I don't know what's going to happen right now, but they went like
It's a wide body kit on that.
102 twice with the car, and it loved it. Let's see what happens today. Caramola again, virtually brand new in the car. How good does the CK 370 Z look? That red is absolutely. That 6, there'll be 6 walking around. They're all 6 foot 6 inches. Have a look in that lane behind. Michael coming margin. They're all in each speed, absolutely. All nations are here. Our best tuners.
6 subs. I just can't for the sound off.
There's also a block dislodge down there. I think parachutes have knocked the blocks off a few times yesterday as well.
And we look at the replay up of that run, and that moment, that crescendo moment in a factory street, it was like whether that was the best you wear, okay, so that's down to we replay from that angle. So that's the 36. So that has to be made out of foam because we don't want vehicles to hit a solid object. We'll send down 36 or 330 foot. Again, these are traditional drag racing instruments, right? And you know, a long time ago, you never got a half track with an ET, and that was it. I've got a theory, right? For some people, yeah, we fill up one cone with concrete, but we don't tell the driver which one it is. Yeah, oh, okay, right. So that way, it's a mystery. It's a mystery. So you'll know if you get it, but you eventually probably what do you reckon? Yeah, no, it's one of them solid. That's what it is. Yeah. It's not something that we want to do, but what happens is, yeah, when the parachutes come in early, sometimes they come out and block them.
Chris is looking at the retake.
That sounds like a mint time. You quickly just set on the dip gear in it.
On the front little plate there. Alright, so Peter and Astus in the factory street. What a debutante.
It's a very unique car.
The Queen Street on the side, so yeah, black, gold, 2 of their favourite colours.
Yeah. Pretty much standard issue these days.
Alright, now Bot was coming through now. Jason Bot, had horrible testing yesterday. Nothing wanted to behave itself. I think he did, yeah, no, he did.
I like race cars with names. I think it's something we need to bring back. You know, there's a few out there that still got it. But
Well, Joker, because it is that purple colour, and you know, that more purple hats of Joker in all the Batman movie. So you can see why it's called Joker. It almost like you were ready to run when you rolled out, and maybe even, well, an Axis was ready, you know what I mean? They were all at the same time, and Axis was out there, and he's been waiting nearly 2-3 minutes, and Robin just missed that. They were ready to run, they got it all on the roll out, the one for time slips, and hold that stage, run, and that's like a ball, which is going to have to also. Versus an RB out there, and you know where the RB is, but that's a 2J in the RX7. Yeah, 6 degree heavy oven.
but old Eddie has run a personal best this year. Got it down to really not the answer to runs. But yeah, this car really not the answer close to Jason Payne, who was always
Some of the merch that you can buy.
always in front of me, though.
Yeah, it's a 3.2 RB. It's got a twin. Back to the car. Rotating the floor. It's got a really simple tune. Rear-wheel drive. Super style spin station. More super style. He's running.
Question. On to the next pair, it is going to be Aaron Strong in his schedule to take on Ben Slaughter in the Supra, but it doesn't look like Ben Slaughter is going to be able to fire down there. There's a lot of activity inside the car. Ready, because really that's all he's in control of, and there's a lot of activity going on in that car for Ben Slaughter. So the Valent Old Supra.
And you know what, this is the sort of stuff that got bottled from when you're scheduled to go running. Always done with the briefing as well. Yeah.
Getting a lot of them, but those EGE parts and interchangeable or Integras and things like that, whether it's the
A lot of merch for sale. Catering for all sorts of car enthusiasts.
Do not shake. You look fabulous. Absolutely fabulous showing. Have a strut. Thank you. Way to be than today to doing a job like this. Tell me a little bit about yourself. First Jamboree, second Jamboree, 15th Jamboree.
Yes, I'm a Jamboree baby. This is my #1 year.
Fantastic. That's a good vibe, isn't it?
100%. Just the sand of the edges just really puts me on.
What sort of car do you drive? They want balloons. They got balloons. How are you? I'm really good. How are you? Now, first Jamboree. This is your pick. Give it up for the fifth timer. Come on. How good is that? So tell me a little about yourself. What's your favourite car? What do you ride?
Well, food vendors on the other side of the drag strip.
If that's the case, nothing's gone to default yet. No red lights, no nothing.
No. Now I think what he's saying,
There you go.
in the beat.
No, it's a little bit of leniency happening there. Now look, in any other situation, it would be, you're out of there this round. But, you know, lucky enough the tree didn't throw. If the tree threw, he'd be in trouble. Just got to get it in. Okay, here we go. Come out of gear there too.
There was a couple of stats at it, and it definitely was pre-revving. So Anthony not going to record any kind of representative time there.
Damn it. He wanted it bad too. That thing was going to absolutely haul. But we've seen the man come back from that little, and sometimes it happens, Q1 especially. You come back from that, and you know, tomorrow he'll be back in the groove. Jambo does that. It will give you these light and shade moments. If you got that big every run, you'd all be so exhausted, you'd go home going, my God, I think I've already seen enough. I do think this event is very guilty of overwhelming people, that you can't take in the awesomeness in one day. There's so much awesomeness in the one day. But we want you to live it out today, live it out tomorrow, because someone's going to deserve those days. If you want to see how they win it, you've got to be here to see how it all ends up.
I can't believe that we're only partway through the first qualifying session of Pro Turbo. We've still got Pro Compact, Pro Mod and the GTR Shootout left to come here in this first session of Professional, and then we've obviously go into the J315, J275, and then back around to the second qualifiers of all our other categories. So it's certainly shaping up to be a day here at Jambo, and then we move to J-Day tomorrow. It is a day where we get to hand out all of the Philip J trophies, and I don't take great pleasure in it. I take great pride in handing out those little J's.
I know how much these people deserve, and the one that gets them. Watching this story over 2 days to even get there. How long was this? There's something sitting here. What's that?
Okay.
Well, that's going to do it for this video. The next one will be some of the drags, the cars going down the drag strip. If you like the video, please leave a like, comment, what car's your favourite or something like that. Any comment will be greatly appreciated.
When he first started licensing that car, and Sam was the
If you haven't
best
subscribed,
teacher to teach
hit that subscribe button.
because he went out and the thing would go to the 60 foot.
Till the next video.
Go to the 60
See you guys soon.
Did it 3 or 4 times. Went okay. Now you're ready to go.